In this video, we'll be discussing about the ongoing severe weather across the United States for today, which is June 13th. And then we'll also talk about the tomorrow's severe weather, where there's also an enhanced risk with a chance for two significant tornadoes in the southeast. Welcome everybody, my name is Shubhan, and thank you guys for all the support on our channel. We are trying to get to 100 subscribers very soon, but let's get right to the video. As you can see here, this is what's going on in the United States. We got a lot of showers and storms, just general showers and thunderstorms all across the west. Get some nice rain from the low pressure system that is hanging across parts of Michigan right now, that's bringing wraparound moisture, cold rain all across this region, which is good to see. Haven't seen much rain across Illinois. Good to see some rain in Ohio, Indiana. Got some severe storms, but most importantly, we'll be talking about this risk right now. We got some severe thunderstorm warnings for Texas and Arkansas, including a tornado warning for the Texas Panhandle, which has produced some tornadoes, which the environment is perfect for tornadoes today. And then tonight we'll be talking about the Dallas-Fort Worth area once again for like the third or fourth day in a row with large hail and damaging wind expected. All the storms will be moving its way to the east, and then we'll talk about tomorrow's, where there's also a big chance of severe weather. As you can see here, we got a slight risk from all the way from Colorado. This is the slight risk right here from Colorado down to central Texas, which you got some nice storms developing right now, all the way to the coast of South Carolina and Georgia. And then we got enhanced risk right here in the middle for pretty much the same regions that got hit yesterday with large hail. We got golf ball size hail reported just south of Dallas, Texas. In the same area, we had tornadoes warnings across this region, and we might see that again. So let's quickly take a look at the storm that's going on right now. We'll quickly take a look at the tornado warning, but for now we'll be just talking to you guys what's going on. So this is the risk. If I go to severe risk, there's a chance of tornadoes, but a pretty low chance of seeing tornadoes today. As you can see, we have a widespread 2% risk because of there's not enough shear in the environment and many in this area, but there's just enough shear and lift up here, which will play a role, which is why we have tornadoes going on right now in this region. Don't forget Colorado once again getting some more storms into central Kansas as well. So let's go take a look at how the future is going to be for tomorrow. But before we talk about the future, let's take a look what tomorrow's outlook will be. Here we go. So for day 2, we do have an enhanced risk. This is going to be for tomorrow in this region right here. In this region right here is where we have the enhanced risk for tomorrow. I think there'll be a good chance of tornadoes, especially in South Georgia and South Alabama. And if I show you guys what tomorrow's severe weather risk will look like for tornadoes, there's already a 5% chance of tornadoes. It's ever low. It's all across this whole southeast region. There'll be a lot more shear, a lot more moisture, and we'll be discussing to you guys in this region, especially from Montgomery down to Albany. I think in this region right here, we'll probably have to monitor the situation a lot, which I might go live. I'll depend on my schedule. Alright, enough blabby blabby, and let's get to the upcoming model. So we're gonna take a look at the high resolution reflectivity models, which we start with in the anthropic kilometer. So I'm quickly get rid of everything so we know that what's the risk for tomorrow. I'm also going to get rid of really quickly this severe weather, because we know what's going on right now. But I want to talk to you guys about what's going to be coming out for tomorrow. Alright, this is the anthropic kilometer. We'll also take a look at H4. Like we told you, there is a good chance of severe weather in this region right here. You have big amount of CAPE going on. This is currently what's happening right now. We have big amount of CAPE values. If you take a look, CAPE values are already up to 5,000 kilojoules. So there's a lot of energy. And if we take a look at the wind shear, just really quickly, there is pretty much good wind shear. As you can see from the United States, this is the subtropical jet stream, which has been just staying down south, which is why we've been seeing a lot. Typically in this time of year, the jet stream would be actually more like this in a way, which is why we have not seen too much severe weather up north. But enough with that. So you have 50 knot winds, so that's enough wind shear for potential supercells, and if supercells can form, there's a chance of tornadoes, which is why we had some tornadoes last night. And we showed you that there's a lot of cape values going on all across central Texas. So let's go take a look, and if you look at the dew points, we have plentiful moisture, 60s, 70s, almost mid 70s with warm temperatures. So now we're going to take a look at the composite reflectivity for the H-triple first. We'll move up for the next couple hours. We'll move up to hour 4, and you can see the storms will start to initialize up here, but this is more of a late night event. This is the storm that's going on right now, continues to be there. There's also a lot of shear there as well, but we'll take a look. We're gonna move to hour 7 into the overnight hours, which is what the severe weather risk will be once again. Some storms may develop in northeast Texas earlier, around sunset, which is what it typically happens around this time of year. Move on to hour 10. This is a couple hours from now. You can see some storms will develop out in this region, but these may not be too much severe because there's a little bit limiting factor. The warm front is right about in this region, and if you see storms developing south of there, which is forecast to develop if I play ahead in the next few hours. But what could happen is these storms right here will develop, and once it develops, they'll move its way to the south and east, bringing in a line of storms in the early morning hours into Arkansas, and then moving its way into Mississippi. And you can see already a lot of sunshine and humidity will be going on there. So I keep playing it out to hour 16. You can see the storms developing near Texas, near Dallas, Texas. Early morning hours when you're waking up, I would monitor the situation in this area. And as it moves its way to the east, you can see some of these could produce large hail near Paris, Texas. Now we'll move. This is what the NAM 3 kilometer is. Let's take a look at one more radar really quickly model, which will be the H-triple-R. So let's take a look at the H-triple-R. We're going to go with the 21Z, so the latest one. You can see storms initializing over here near northeast Texas and in the Oklahoma Panhandle, which will move its way into Oklahoma. In the northern Texas, you can just quickly take a look at the dew points real quickly. Plentiful moisture, you can see mid 70s near Dallas. Here's the dry line out here. You can see where the dry line is right here. It's going to be moving its way to the east, which will initialize storms later this afternoon. And if I play what the current supercell composite, not supercell composite, my bad. We'll take a look at unstable cape. You can see we have high capes, almost 5,000, 6,000 near Dallas, which is going to produce a lot of instability and plentiful shears for a storm to maintain its strength. So let's see what the H-triple-R will say as well. You can see this is around 7 o'clock. We expect some storms to develop east of Dallas. There's also severe thunderstorm watch right now going on. This will be going on for much of the day. These will move into northern Louisiana, but that's not the main event. You can see by 8 p.m. there could be some big storms near Dallas, also heading into western Oklahoma, which is another place to keep an eye as there's a severe thunderstorm watch in that area. We played out in this region late night. You can see storms start to fire. They weaken up, but they move its way to the east, and these storms could also produce some large hail overnight in Arkansas and northern Louisiana, but that's not the main event, I don't think. There's going to be a outflow boundary being formed as the storms in Texas move its way southeast. As they weaken out, there'll be a boundary somewhere over here, which will initialize storms out here and move its way into Dallas area. Early morning. If you take a look at 3, you can see 3, this is probably around midnight. Look at these big supercells all across Dallas. That's what the whole point of today's risk is, for damaging hail, which will be as you're waking up, and they move its way to the east and hit through Dallas, Texas. So it'll be interesting to see what the storms up here will do. And then now we'll be talking to you guys about tomorrow's forecast, all as we move its way towards the southeast, especially in this region right here. Alright, now we're going to take a look at, go back to the NAM 12 kilometer, NAM 3 kilometers, just a high resolution. We can take a look. Just enough data to show you guys for tomorrow. We'll go to a 13Z as we go towards, we're just going to play around till we get up to midday roughly. I'm going to 21Z at 10 o'clock. Alright, let's go here. Alright, so this is about early in the day, as you guys can see. I'm going to show you guys the dew points. You can see there's a lot of dew points all across this whole region, so there's a lot of moisture coming up. You're going to have a lot of cape values starting to develop. As you can see, huge capes, even more capes. This is early in the day. If I keep moving its way to 11 o'clock, this is maybe around 10 a.m., 11 a.m. You can just see the amount of instability in the atmosphere for storms to develop. If we bring in the wind shear, you can see there's a lot of wind shear. In fact, there's 60 knots winds, almost 70 knot winds across this region. So as storms would develop later in the day, you can see also a lot of sunshine would develop out in this region. And we'll have to keep monitoring if that's going to play around. So let's keep playing hours as we get to later in the day. You can see that storms, anything south of these storms will be the best chance of tornadoes. You can see individual storms start to develop out here, and we'll just keep monitoring with the sunshine and everything that continues to play an impact. This could be a late night afternoon storms. You can see a bunch of severe weather across Alabama, Georgia, and as we keep on moving to the next few hours, you can see storms try to develop off that tail near Birmingham, and if we just keep on playing the next few hours, you can see that a line of storms will be maybe even a big derecho that could impact this part of the southeast. If we continue to show you guys let's just look at the surface base cape. There's a lot of cape to work with, and we'll just keep on seeing how these storms will develop as we get late in the day, as storms continue to develop out to the west as well. That's what the NAM 3 kilometer is showing you guys. Let's take a look at, I think that's, I don't think the H2O has that availability. We'll take a look at all the H2O, the 18Z H2O, to show you guys what this is forecasting for tomorrow. So we're going to move ahead towards tomorrow. Let's take a look tomorrow right here. So as you can see here, I'm going to just play the H2O real quickly. We can have storms forming in Dallas, Texas area like we've talked about. These storms will move its way to the south and to the east, and storms south and east of that will produce some large hail and maybe even a tornado risk too, as these storms down here, and as these storms could also produce some severe weather this early morning. This could be mostly a morning event, as you can see from the line of storms, the big line of storms that will be producing a lot of gusty winds and isolated tornadoes and mostly damaging winds, large hail. If we keep playing things out, you can see that storms, once this clear away, you might get back to the instability up in this region. Individual storms will develop back behind it. If I bring in we'll look at unstable cape, as you can see, cape values start to increase once again later in the day, and that's what we got to be monitoring, is as these cape values behind the storms continues to increase, we're also going to have a lot of shear coming up over here with winds up 60 to 70 knots, and then with high dew points, these storms behind that main event could produce individual storms near like Jackson, Mississippi, and these regions, and the next wave of storms that could develop could produce the best chance of tornadoes. Individual storms near Montgomery, which we'll have to monitor the situation tomorrow. I think this is the most likely scenario. As you can see, by 7 p.m., things will blossom up right here, and this is the region you would have to monitor the situation, as well as some storms back here and over here. So it'll be a busy day tomorrow. I'll let you know if I live stream. This will be probably around midday. If you take a look, you have this. I'm just curious. What is significant tornado parameter? There is a good chance of tornadoes, at least a chance for seeing possible violent tornadoes tomorrow. But I don't want to say that right now. High amount of Cape, a lot of shear as well. You can see right here, a lot of shear. It's going to be a dangerous day tomorrow, I think. This is the most likely scenario. Once we got the main line of storms pass by, you have a lot of daytime heating. Storms would just blossom and violent tornadoes could be possible, if not just a big day of severe weather. As you can see, more complexes continues to come in. Another one here, another one here, and these storms out here could also produce some severe weather risk as it continue to move its way to the east and to the southeast once again, and becoming a flooding risk, which we'll talk about that tomorrow with some more gusty winds. So everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'll let you guys know if I go live tomorrow. I may or may not. If not, I'll do another video. I'll catch you guys for another video. Enjoy it, everybody. Goodbye, everybody.